With record-breaking viewership expected tonight for the first presidential debate between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, few moments could have a bigger impact on who becomes the next U.S. president. The two candidates took diametrically opposite paths to reach the stage of Hofstra University on Long Island, New York, and will lay out radically different visions for the country. Wallace Kantai will be watching the debate from one of the battleground states, that's in Florida, and he joins me live in studio right now. He's actually on Skype from Orlando, Florida. Wallace, what's the mood like right now?
Florida is an interesting state because Florida obviously is what's called a battleground state or a swing state. What that means is that the voters here, if they vote for one candidate or the other, it goes a very long way into ensuring that candidate wins the presidency. And the reason for that is you have people who support the Republican Party, you have people who support the Democratic Party, so it's never sure how these voters will be. So there's a lot of advertising going on television. A lot of people are looking at it very closely to see exactly what's going to happen. The difference between a state such as Florida and, say, New York or Texas is that New York is almost reliably Democratic, so they're sure that people there will vote for the Democrats. And you remember the Electoral College, every single vote goes to that candidate. Same thing in a state such as Texas. But states such as Florida, Ohio, and the rest are what's called, like we said, a battleground state. Everyone is fighting for it. So people waiting very keenly for the debate tonight. It starts in a few hours, the first debate between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, to see who will take that debate and hopefully drive themselves to a position of winning the election.
Wallace, there's been a concern from the international media about Trump possibly going off script and Clinton possibly getting an attack again today. Do you get that sense being there, the people you've interacted with?
Yeah, the reason why Florida is an interesting state, and I'm sort of glad that I'm here, is it's not a traditional state in the sense of you have people who lean one side or the other. What happens is Florida should be ideally what's called a blue state or a democratic state, but you have lots of people who come from other parts of the country to come here to retire because it's a lot warmer. It's just about to start getting cold in most of the rest of the United States. So people come here from other parts of the country, and those people may come with their Republican beliefs. So there's a huge electorate that's here that could vote one way or the other. Now, the issue about the debate tonight is it can actually be a very interesting thing. If Donald Trump basically performs in a way that indicates that he's not as incendiary, he's not as annoying as a lot of people think, they might say, you know what, that guy's starting to look presidential, and maybe he starts swinging the vote that way. On the other hand, with Hillary Clinton, there's a lot of expectations about her. They know that she performs well, they know that she's very competent, and they might say, you know what, the debate didn't prove anything that we didn't already know about her. That's one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it is it just confirms everyone's expectations about each candidate. So Hillary performs pretty well. Donald Trump goes, like you said, off script. And then that means that people are cemented into what they particularly think about these candidates. But the key thing to remember is that the U.S. presidential election is fought state by state. It's not a national vote. So you have a situation like in 2000 where a candidate won what's called the popular votes. They're the most amount of votes, but they did not carry the presidency because one particular state, in this case, Florida, again, managed to vote with the help of the Supreme Court for George W. Bush. So that's why it's such an interesting state to watch. And that's why you'll notice that reporters tend to go to very particular places. They'll come to Florida, they'll go to Ohio, they may go to a place like Pennsylvania, simply because these are the ones where the debates, or rather the presidency is decided.
All right, thanks, Wallace. That's Wallace joining me on Skype from Orlando, Florida. Now, that debate will be happening this morning at 4 a.m. local time.